Hello, my friend. I just wanted to come here and take a few minutes to tell you a little bit more about who the heck Ashley Sahar is. And if you have been following me for a while, maybe you're a little bit familiar with my story, maybe you're familiar with what it is that I am doing here, but if not, I just want to say thank you either which way for being on this journey with me and being a part of this crazy, beautiful, chaotic thing that we call life, because goodness, it is filled with all of the ups and downs, and it's just a game of forever growth. And I will tell you, I am someone that is constantly on this evolutionary state of trying to work to be a little bit better than the girl that she was yesterday. The Ashley that you see here today is not anywhere near the same Ashley that I was a year ago, 2 years ago, and I promise you the Ashley that you see here today is not going to be the same one that you see in a month from now, 6 months from now, a year from now. And I pray that that is the truth and that there's a better version of me on the other side. And I have to remind myself that all of the things that I'm going through today, that you're going through today, we have to believe that they are for a purpose. We are going through these trenches and in this season for a reason, and we can choose to come out better on the other side because of it if we allow to use it as an opportunity to grow and to lean into it. I personally believe that each one of us was created for a beautiful, deep reason, that we have gifts that we can use to serve in the here and the now with what we have. However, if you're anything like me, somewhere along the way, a lot of things have gotten in the way. For me, it was the fact that I struggled with my own health, my own well-being, all of my life. I mean, I seriously, truthfully never had a solid relationship, or I don't like to use the word self-love, but I do feel like I struggled with accepting myself, loving myself, allowing myself to feel the things that I was feeling. I'm not sure where that stemmed from, to be totally honest with you. I'm not sure, if it was always like that, but at some point in my life, I came to this protective state that I didn't want to allow myself to feel anything bad, and I didn't want to feel my feelings. So instead, I shoved them down. I pretended like they didn't exist. I would numb them out. I would turn to food. I would numb myself out with alcohol, or, just binging Netflix, all of the things, because I didn't want to face reality. And so I felt like I missed a lot of my life because I wasn't present and truly focused on being where I was, because I didn't want to feel all the things. So I just kept going. I kept chasing after things. I was climbing the corporate ladder. I was, just working towards go, go, go. And I was burning myself out. I was the all or the nothing. There was no in between. There was no, pace that I was going at it for the long term, and that seriously was so truly exhausting. And the only way I could turn it out and tune it out and turn it off and all of those things was by finding ways to shut it down, finding ways to temporarily feel good in the moment. And the hardest part, I feel like, is our society has this idea of instant gratification, this idea that things happen overnight. So anytime I would try to start, same thing on my health journey, losing weight, it was this roller coaster over and over again, because I felt like I had to go all in. I was doing all of these things, and then I never could keep up with them. And that again led to burnout. It led to me gaining and losing the same weight over and over and over again. And so for me, I am a wife, I'm a toddler mama, and when my son was born, I just had this moment where I was like, you know what? I am so tired of missing out on life. I am so tired of constantly feeling like I can't enjoy my life because I'm worried about my weight. I'm worried about what I'm eating all the time. I'm constantly thinking about food or ways to I said, numb myself out. And so I made this decision that I didn't want to miss a moment with my son. And I also didn't want to pass along these unhealthy habits to him. I think we stereotype the fact that women are the ones that struggle with weight, but our boys do too. And I want to grow him up in a way that is self-confident, that he can be the best version of himself. And so that meant that I had to start with me and I had to start with my own version of working through my ish so that I could be the mom that he needed to help him be the boy and the man that he's going to be. And it seriously gets me so emotional thinking about that, because it's crazy how deep our like reasons for doing things can be. But I finally had that moment that I just made a decision that I was never going to start over again. And I was just going to show up. And each day I was going to do a little something to move forward, to grow, and to feel better. And so I started focusing on, wanting to preserve my energy, because my goodness, having a newborn and, nursing and doing all those things, and however your journey looks, that's totally awesome. And I love and welcome all of those there. That's just my version of the story. But I was so tired. Oh my gosh. My son didn't really sleep until he was 8 months old. And I was like, I cannot, do this. And so I couldn't handle doing anything that was going to make me more tired. And so I used that mentality every time I put something in my mouth. I was like, okay, is this going to make me more tired? Or is this going to make me, feel energized and good? And I just did that. And I just made these tiny changes over and over again every single day. And then when I was cleared to start working out, my son was not to a point where I could like set him down for a long period of time. And I remember thinking to myself, like, am I ever going to get there? But the fact is, I just tried, and we did a little bit. And then every day was a little bit more. And then we built this routine where I was able to work out. And some days I was pausing my workouts and I was running over to entertain him, or I was picking him up to be the resistance in my workout, because, goodness, he could not handle sitting there some days for very long. But that was the reality. That was my life. And so I just made this choice that I was just going to work with what I had, where I was, and just make progress. And I finally had this freedom that I was like, you know what? I don't know, it just clicked one day. It was like, I am no longer someone that is so fixated on the results. I'm just loving this journey right now in this moment that I'm in. And I was so happy with the Ashley that was, 230 pounds when her son was born. I was the happy Ashley at 200 pounds when I was continuing on my journey and, finding joy in it, and weight was falling off. And I don't say falling off like it happened overnight. I mean, it was this slow, gradual pace, but every step along the way, I was happy, when I became the Ashley that was still stuck there for a while. I was still happy when I was 190 pounds, and things kept going. And I got to this place that I lost over, 65 pounds in my postpartum journey, but it didn't feel like different when I hit that number, because I fell in love with the whole process. Every day I was working towards being better, and every day today I'm still working towards being better. And I don't mean that by being perfect or being obsessive. I'm talking about I've built a life that I can live, and I'm leading with joy, because I'm focused on moving forward purposefully, not perfectly. And I didn't try to do all of the things to where I was all or nothing. I was the person, I literally had to start over every Monday, it felt like, in the past. I was the person that if I had one thing that derailed me from my nutrition plan or whatever, my perfectly curated meal plan for the week, if I had one thing that was off, oh my goodness, the whole day was ruined. Might as well just keep going with it. Oh wait, it's Friday and I did that, so might as well just continue on Saturday and Sunday and then start over Monday. It was this perpetual cycle. I was so the quitter over and over and over again, and I got so sick of myself. It was exhausting. It was more exhausting having to face myself every single day in that light than it was to just keep going a little bit and to give myself grace that this is a journey. And so now my biggest mission is to help other women like myself who seriously have had those same pain points in their life. The ones that, whether or not it's been about working out or nutrition or, how you see yourself in the mirror, or just following through on the things that we say we're going to do, that's who I want to help, because I've been there and I know how painful it can be. And so that's what I do now. I built this Rock Your Life community that is filled with other women like me, like you, that have struggled with these things, that know that they are created to do amazing things, and they're so sick and tired of letting these little things get in the way, that they're so frustrated and bent out of shape about every single day, that it's getting in the way of allowing them to live their life in the most joyful state, in the most peaceful state, in a state that allows them to focus on the things that truly matter. Being with your family, doing the work that you love to do. If we're so fixated on the fact that we let ourselves down again, that we didn't keep another promise, that is taking all of our mental energy, and we need to free ourselves of that so that we can move it in a space that serves the world, that pays it forward. And that's what my mission is to stop this cycle of quitting, to stop the cycle of starting and stopping and starting over and starting over. Because dang it, yes, it's so exciting when you start fresh and you have that momentum, but we become the people who show up and do the things that we need to do, whether or not we feel like it. I became that person, and I'm working every single day to continue to be that person and to drip it over into other areas of my life. I am the person and the coach and the friend and the accountability partner and, just someone that is going to always be in the trenches with you doing the work. And I'm never the person that sits there and tells you to do something and does something else, because I used to be that person. I used to be the person trying to help my clients, and I was not practicing what I preached. And so that is one thing that I'm so proud of with the girls in my Rock Your Life community, when I get their testimonials, that they're telling me that this is the first group that they've ever been a part of. This is the first space of other women that are actually supporting each other, and we are not perfect. My goodness, I am a hot mess. But guess what? We're not supposed to be perfect. We're not supposed to lean into our own strength. We're supposed to turn to one another to lift each other up on the days that it's hard. And we're supposed to work towards these habits that help us to carry on so that we can do more meaningful things with our lives. And so I hope that this, is something that you are maybe already rocking, and you're just here because you want, that extra layer of support and accountability just from seeing someone else showing up. But maybe you don't have that yet. Maybe you don't have a community that's supporting you. Maybe you don't have a solid routine in place. So what happens when you join the Rock Your Life community? If you're interested, we can talk more about that, but you get access to an entire toolkit, if you will, to officially quit quitting. It's going to give you access to workouts that you can move your body, a nutrition plan to help you to keep it simple, and all of my resources for my mindset, for habit building, for all of the mind nourishment. Because yes, it's important what we put in our body, but it's so much more important what we put in our minds. And truthfully, you might be like, okay, well, why is it starting with workouts? Why is that something that has to do with it? The reason I believe that this is such a critical first tool in your toolkit is because it teaches you, and it taught me, how to show up every single day and do something that's hard and makes you stronger physically, yes, but it does so much more for your inside. And my Rock Your Life community, your Rock Your Life community, it's about building habits, building a lifestyle that you are truly happy with and proud of from the inside out. It starts here. It starts with the person we become along the way. And the outside is just a beautiful reflection of the health that you have within you. So I invite you to just learn a little bit more if you want. I have a packet that breaks down a little bit more about all of the community, some of the best enrollment options, and just talk to me. You know what I mean? If there's something that you have on your heart that you're like, yes, that is something that I feel like I could value to be a part of, that would serve me, I want to help you in any way. And if none of these options seem like a good fit at this time, maybe financially it's not something that you can do, maybe you're not ready to make that full investment in your own health and well-being yet, we can talk about other options. I have a free community that you can be a part of, that you can dip your toe into it and check it out and start to build little baby habits one at a time. there's a bunch of different ways for us to get connected, and those are all in, you know, my links below that you can click and check it out. But either way, I still wanted to say thank you for taking the time, if you've made it this far through this video, for being on this journey with me, for being my friend, for being a light, and for recognizing that you were created for so much more than worrying about all those other things that are going on in your life. And I love you, and I am here to cheer you on, and I'm cheering you on right now. And I hope that you have an incredible day, and I look forward to hearing from you hopefully soon.